Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, we'll be talking about constructors in Java. So a constructor is a special method that allows you to do two things. One, it allows you to create an object out of the class, and two, it allows you to give values to global variables. So let's take a look at an example here. I have a class called person, okay, and it's got three sections here, just like any other class. It's got our attributes section, okay, also known as global variables, or some people might actually call them global fields, okay? So that's this section here. Right here we have our constructor, and right here we have our method, okay? All right, so again, the focus of this video is the constructor, and the constructor is used to create an object out of the class. So let's go ahead and do that in this other class called main.java. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create a person object. Okay. So we start off by typing in the name of the class. Then we give a name to the variable that will hold the object. Okay. Now we can call this anything we want. Okay. In fact, for this example, I'll call it poo. Okay. Just to show you that you can name this variable anything you want. And then you put a equal sign, and then you type in new, and then you type in the name of the class again, only this time it's with an open and closed parentheses. Okay. Now you'll see here that it's complaining about something. The reason it's complaining is because it's expecting some kind of input inside of the parameters. So if we go back to the person class, let's take a look and see how this constructor is defined. Okay. So we'll see here that it is expecting a string, okay? So whatever string we provide inside of the parentheses gets used inside of the body, and then it gets assigned to, in this case, this global variable called name, okay? So here, let's go ahead and provide a string. Let's provide goober, okay? Now you see that it's no longer complaining. So that string, again, that string goober gets thrown here into the body, and then it gets assigned to the global variable called name. Okay. All right, so we've essentially done the two things that constructors allow us to do. One, it allows us to create an object out of the class. Okay. So here we have the object. Okay. In this case, it is called poo. Okay, that's the variable name that holds the object. Okay, and we've given this global variable called name a value. See, you see here how it doesn't have a value? Well, when we created this object, we gave it a value. Okay, see, goober gets thrown in here, and then it gets assigned to name. Make sense? Okay, so what can you do with an object anyway? So if I type in the name of the object, poo, and then I press period, you'll see that a bunch of stuff pops up, okay, including this right here that says greet. If we click on that, you'll notice that that is this method here, greet. That means that we can call this method on the object, okay? And if we run this, you'll see down here that it says hello, okay? And that's exactly what the greet method does, is it prints out hello. All right, so two more things I want to go over are the differences between a constructor and a method. Now remember how I said that a constructor is technically a method? It's a special type of method. All right, so let's look at the two differences. First of all, constructors do not have a return type. If we look at this method down here, it has a return type of void, meaning it doesn't return anything, right? But methods can have return types like int or a string or a double, right? So these are things that it'll return once it's done executing everything inside, right? But in a constructor, you can't even have the return type void. It it just does not have any kind of return type, okay? The second thing is that the name of the constructor has to be exactly the same as the name of the class, which in this case is person, okay, with a capital P. All right. Also, another thing you should know is that here we have one parameter, right, for updating one global variable. But let's say you have another global variable. Let's say we have one called age, okay? You can easily add another parameter in here, and we'll call this one input age, okay? And we simply repeat the same thing here. So we have this age is this one here, okay? And we'll give it the value of input age, okay? Now you'll see that in this other main class, it'll now complain because this constructor now requires two inputs, not just one, okay? So we need to input a value for that second parameter for age, which is an int. So it's expecting an int. Let's say age is 25, okay? All right, so here you'll see that we no longer have any errors. Okay, we're providing the value of goober for the name and 25 for the age. Okay, so this goes here and it gets assigned to name. This goes here and it gets assigned to age. Okay, and one last thing, okay, is that you can have multiple constructors. Okay, so let me create one real quick with just one parameter. So we'll do input name, okay? Just like that, okay? So this is in case you just want to provide one input, okay? You can go ahead and do just that, okay? You see how it no longer complains? Go ahead and run it, and it still says hello, everything is good, no problems, okay? All right, so that's all for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks.